Hey guys, this is Abhishek from GadgetShoes.com, and today we are here at the Sony booth at Mobile World Congress 2015, and we have the new device with us which is called the Sony Xperia M4 Aqua, and this device has got the kind of a look and feel which is very similar to the Xperia Z3 which we have with us. As you can see, both of these devices look very similar in terms of the look, especially on the edges and also on the front as well as at the back side. You can see that, and we do have the same kind of material which has been used, but again on the edges we have metal being used on the Xperia Z3, whereas this is good quality plastic which has made to look like metal on the Xperia M4 Aqua. Talking about the specification, this is a MediaTek device. It is a new chipset from MediaTek which supports LTE, and again this device will give you very good hardware specification. In terms of the price, it is going to be an affordable Android phone, and it should be more than 15,000 rupees and should be less than 20,000 rupees once it comes to India, and it is coming very soon. By the end of March you will see this device coming to India. Talking about the build quality is good. I would say it is not bad. Good quality plastic has been used, but again this one does not feel as solid as this is the Xperia Z3, but again this feels kind of light as well in terms of the weight, because the plastic being used is around 140 gram. So 140 gram it is, and again thickness is also very minimal. It is approximately 7.3 millimeter in terms of thickness. Let me just take a look over the connectivity. At the top you have 3.5 audio jack, you have a primary microphone over there. At the rear we have a pretty good camera on this device, which is again a 13 megapixel camera which we have at back. It can record high definition video at 720p 1080p, and you can also record slow motion video from this phone. Talking about the front camera is a fixed focus 5 megapixel camera, and it can also record 720p videos. You do have LED flash for the alerts. You do have proximity ambient light sensors over there. We have a nice metallic earpiece below the glass. Over there we have touch capacitive buttons over there, and it looks like it is running on Android Lollipop, and we will just confirm that. So this is the Android Lollipop, and this is the first MediaTek phone to actually have Android Lollipop as of now, which I have seen till date. So again, touch capacitive buttons are there within the display, so they will take some part of the display at some point of time, but the overall UI is very smooth. It does not look like a MediaTek phone. The UI is very smooth, and the new chipset which they have put into this phone is actually doing a pretty good job, and it is providing a very fluid performance as well. Talking about some of the things, we have a pretty good build quality, and we have glass used at the front as well as at the back side. We have Sony branding over there. On this side we have the power and flip key, which is actually a metal button, which is good. We have the, I think this is the SIM card tray slot. So this is the SIM card tray slot in which you can insert a SIM card, and there is a SD card slot as well over this side. So you can open this flap and insert a micro SD memory card and expand the storage on this phone, and you cannot install applications on the SD card as per the default OS, which does not provide you, but in case you root the phone you can do that. So let's take a look over the software UI before we talk further. Talking about the software, we can see that the software is again the Xperia UI, which is the new UI, and again it looks like it is actually running Lollipop, which is very good. Let me just take a look over the settings, and as you can see, this is how fluid it is, and it is very much like Android Lollipop, the stock one, and we have the version of Android which is Android 5.0, which is there on this. So Lollipop is there on this phone, and you do get system updates, so software updates, sorry, and you will be able to update the version of Android on this phone. Let's take a look over the storage information. As far as storage is concerned, we get 8 GB of internal storage. Out of that, 1.22 GB is right now available, whereas the Android operating system is taking approximately 4.03 GB, and I think this is the problem with the Lollipop, that it is taking too much of internal storage. So the available amount of storage is going to be very less, which is only 1.22 GB, which is going to be a major issue on this phone. However, you can insert an SD card, but there is no option of moving application to the SD card, or there is no option of moving or installing applications directly to the SD card as well. This is how the notification center look like. This is the Android Lollipop kind of notification center with all these toggles over there, and you have these notifications on which you can take an action as well. Let's take a look over some other things. We do have power management as well, so you have the option of saving power, and once you enable the ultra stamina mode, which is the extreme power saving mode on this phone, you can get around 2 days of battery backup on this one. Taking a look over some other things, let's take a look over the tethering and Wi-Fi hotspot option. So you do have that. You can create a portable Wi-Fi hotspot on this device. You have support for Bluetooth tethering, and USB tethering is also supported. You do have support for NFC, VPN is also there, and you also have support for wireless display as well on this phone. Android Beam is also there so that you can transfer in between different devices with the help of Wi-Fi direct. So it is by default supported with Android Lollipop. We have the RAM, which looks like that it has 2 GB of RAM, and out of that approximately 0.95 GB of RAM is free. So out of 2 GB of RAM, 1 GB approximately is free for the user, which is making this device responsive, and there is no lag of any kind, which is very good. Let's take a look over the phone dialer, and here we have the phone dialer, which is again kind of different. The overall Xperia UI is there. Because of Lollipop, the overall look and feel has changed slightly, and you do get a very custom, a very fluid kind of UI even when it is Xperia UI. So they have customized it, and this is how you can dial the number. You cannot make a cellular video call from this phone. Taking a look over some other things, let's take a look over the messaging application, and here we will find out how good the messaging application is and how good the keyboard is. So this is the stock Android keyboard you will get, especially with Android Lollipop, and it is also customized to an extent. So it is not exactly stock Android, but this is how the keyboard look like. You can get a pop-up whenever you press any key. You can easily type by using swipe to type. It is supported on this phone, and you can always type in the landscape mode as well in case you face any kind of issues. Talking about the display size, it is a 5-inch high definition display, and the resolution is a 720p resolution which we have on this phone, which does give this device a pretty good pixel density, and there is no problem with the display. It is an IPS LCD display panel which does give you pretty good viewing angles, and you can see the display from almost any angle without any issues. Let's take a look over the camera performance now, and for that I will place the LG G2 which I have with me over here, and we will take a photo of the LG G2 and find out how is the overall camera performance of this phone. And for that, let me just place the LG G2 over there, and I will take a photo right now. And let me take one more photo. So we have taken 2 photos from the rear camera, which is a 13 megapixel camera, and this is the kind of clarity you will get from the 13 megapixel camera on this phone. Again, it is good enough, I would say, not too great, not too bad either. And this is how the close capture will look like, especially in this low light scenario. We do not have much amount of light, but the details are kind of clear, and color protection is good, not great. It could have been better, I would say, as far as color protection is concerned, but it is pretty good. The rear camera is doing a pretty decent job, good job, not the great job. And let me just toggle back to the rear camera again. And when it comes to touch capacitive buttons, we do have them within the display, so this is how they will appear. And let's take a look over the front camera quality, and we will find out how good the front camera is. So here I am in the front camera, and let me take a selfie. So I've just taken the selfie, and this is how I look. Again, the front camera selfie has came out to be pretty good in terms of clarity, in terms of details. Color protection is also done nicely. In this low light, the front camera has done a pretty good job. You can see the details, and which is very good. The front camera is doing a very good job. It is a 5 megapixel camera which can take pretty good selfies in case you would like to do that. And when it comes to the resolution, you do have a resolution of 720p at which you can record videos from the front camera. You also have support for HDR mode on the front camera as well, which is a very good thing. And this is the video resolution which is supported from the front camera. You can also record high definition video, full high definition video from the front camera. And when it comes to the rear camera, let me just toggle back to the rear camera and access the settings again. The rear camera resolution is right now 9 megapixel at which we took the photo. It supports 13 megapixel as well. And when it comes to tap to focus, it is supported. And when it comes to the resolution for the video, let me just toggle to the video mode, I guess, for that. Yeah, so now we are in the video mode, and let me just check the resolution. So it can also record high definition video at 720p as well as at 1080p, which is a very good thing. So all in all, this is going to be an affordable phone from Sony, in which they have incorporated the kind of design, the kind of looks you actually get on a premium phone like Xperia Z3, which we have with us. Both of these phones look very close to each other in terms of the looks, but in terms of the overall hardware inside, this one is far more different, and the Xperia Z3 is very different. So both of these phones are kind of different. This is a MediaTek phone, whereas the Xperia Z3 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon chip phone. So the performance also get changed, but this phone will also support LTE. So this will support LTE in India as per the information which we have got. We will confirm that later, but again, this phone does not support LTE everywhere, but in India it should support LTE as per the information which we have got. The loudspeaker is actually there at the bottom, and again it will not get blocked if you place it like this on a table, because it is not at the back side. We have glass at the back which is going to get fingerprints and scratches very easily, so I would recommend you to go for a case once you buy this phone. This is the prime microphone which we have. We do have a dedicated camera shutter key as well, and this is something which is common with Sony. They normally provide dedicated camera shutter key, which is a very good thing. And at the top we have 3.5 audio jack. We also have a secondary microphone on this phone for noise cancellation. And the overall connectivity wise, this phone looks pretty good. You can insert an SD card, you can use a single SIM on this phone, and you have a pretty good loudspeaker which is kind of loud, not too loud, not too less as well. In terms of the overall volume of sound, it is pretty good in that department. In terms of the exact thickness, it is around 7.3 millimeters. The battery inside is a 2400 milliampere battery, which can give you around 2 days of battery backup. So 2400 milliampere battery for a 5-inch display is good. It has got MSM 8939 octa-core CPU, which is a MediaTek CPU, and it will be 1.5 gigahertz quad core combined with 1 gigahertz quad core, and it has 2 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal storage, and a memory card slot which will support a memory card up to 32 GB. So all in all, this looks like a very decent device. Do let us know if you have any specific questions for the Xperia M4 Aqua. We would love to help you. You can like this video help you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.